What's up, everybody? This is a Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening. Yes, you guys, I'm at work, so I'm coming out to do this video. I thought that you guys would find this to be interesting. This video is actually going to be about suicidal indicators in the natal birth chart. So, as you know, if you see a couple of these, it does not mean that you're going to kill yourself. It doesn't mean that you are going to commit suicide. But if you have a number of these placements in your chart, okay, you may be contemplating these things at period times in your life. Please understand that anything like this you can definitely overcome if that is the case. But we're going to jump into this right now. So these are just some of the indicators, right? And I'm also going to compare people that have actually committed suicide in their life, okay, so that you can get a feel of what was going on in their world, okay? So first off, we have Gemini rising or the 12th house, okay? So Gemini rising or Gemini ruling over the 12th house, okay? This usually has to deal with psychological problems and issues, okay? Chiron in aspect to the ascendant or AC. Chiron and the ascendant conjuncting or squaring or being in opposition. Chiron in the 12th house. Chiron in the 8th house. Chiron in the 4th house, which can also indicate Chiron in Pisces, Chiron in Scorpio, or Chiron in Cancer. Pluto in the 1st house. Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant, which is the same thing as the rising. Moon in Pisces, Moon in the 11th house, Moon in the 12th house, Moon in Aquarius, Saturn in the 12th house, Saturn in the 1st house, Saturn in the 2nd house, Saturn in the 4th house, Saturn in the 8th house. Okay? And let me just correct that if I messed up. Saturn in the 12th house, Saturn in the 1st, Saturn in the 2nd, Saturn in the 4th, Saturn in the 8th. Pluto in the 4th house. Mercury in aspect to Uranus, whether it's a conjunction, a square, or opposition. Capricorn on the IC. Libra rising, Libra ascendant. Cancer rising, Cancer ascendant, Moon in the 1st house. Also, just jumping back, okay, when we're speaking about Libra rising or we're speaking about Libra ascendant, that can also indicate Venus in the 1st house. Okay, Venus conjunct, squared, or opposite Saturn. Okay, this shows low self-esteem, low self-worth, and they may be prone to self-hate. That's what that kind of really gives off with that energy. Moon in the 10th house. Okay? Moon in the 10th house. Moon in Capricorn. The moon being an aspect to Saturn, okay? So this would be Moon conjunct Saturn, Moon square Saturn, Moon opposite Saturn. Moon in the 8th house, Moon in the 11th house, Moon in the 10th house, Moon in the 4th house, Moon in the 12th house, Moon in Scorpio, Moon in Aquarius, Moon in Capricorn, Moon in Cancer, Moon in Pisces, Moon opposite Neptune, Moon squared Neptune, Moon conjunct Neptune, and even Moon sextile Neptune. Okay? Also, Moon squared opposite or conjunct Pluto. Okay? So you got to pay attention to see if you have these things in your chart. I'm going off into people's birth charts actually right now that have actually killed themselves. So about 3 of these people are stars, okay? People that were in Hollywood that killed themselves. But I do also have some other people that were not in Hollywood that killed themselves. Okay, so this one right here is going to be a woman. Okay, she is actually was a Cancer. Okay, and she was born about think 1953. Okay, so she was a sun in Cancer in the 8th house, moon in Sagittarius in the 12th house, Mercury in Gemini in the 7th house, Venus in Leo in the 8th house, Mars in Gemini in the 7th house, Jupiter in Capricorn in the 2nd house, Saturn in Virgo in the 9th house, Uranus in Cancer in the 7th house, Neptune in Libra in the 10th house, Pluto in Leo in the 8th house, North Node in Aries in the 4th house. Also have Lilith in Aries in the 4th house, Chiron in Sagittarius in the 12th house, part of Fortune in Aries in the 4th house, Vertex in Cancer in the 8th house. Okay, this woman was actually, she was a great singer, okay, but she did kill herself. She was also a Sagittarius rising, okay, Sagittarius ascendant. So 12th house was Scorpio. Some of her aspects was Sun squared Neptune, Moon trine Venus, Moon sextile Jupiter, Moon squared Saturn, Mercury conjunct Mars, Mars trine Neptune, Mars sextile Pluto, Saturn sextile Uranus, Neptune sextile Pluto, Ascendant conjunct Moon, Ascendant trine Venus, Ascendant trine Pluto, the MC sextile Moon, MC squared Mercury, MC squared Uranus, North Node squaring the Sun, North Node sextile Mercury, and North Node sextile Mars, okay? This next person is a man, okay? And he was into Hollywood. He was an actor. And I'm not going to give out their damn names, okay? So I'm just not going to do it, okay? But this person was born in 1951. So, Sun in Cancer, Sun in the 9th house, Moon in Pisces, Moon in the 4th house, Mercury in Leo, Mercury in the 9th house, Venus in Virgo, Venus in the 10th house, Mars in Cancer, Mars in the 8th house, Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter in the 5th house, Saturn in Virgo, Saturn in the 11th house, Uranus in Cancer, Uranus in the 8th house, Neptune in Libra, Neptune in the 11th house, Pluto in Leo, Pluto in the 9th house, North Node in Pisces, North Node in the 4th house, Lilith in Cancer, Lilith in the 8th house, Chiron in Sagittarius, Chiron in the 2nd house, part of Fortune in Gemini, part of Fortune in the 8th house, Vertex in Gemini, Vertex in the 8th house. This man was a Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant, which means that his 12th house was in Libra, okay? So some of his aspects: Sun sextile Saturn, Moon opposite Venus, Moon trine Mars, Moon trine Uranus, Mercury conjunct Pluto, Venus sextile Mars, Venus sextile Uranus, Mars squared Jupiter, Mars conjunct Uranus, Mars squared Neptune, Jupiter squared Uranus, North Node opposite Venus, North Node trine Mars, Jupiter trine Pluto, Uranus squared Neptune, Neptune sextile Pluto, Ascendant trine Moon, Ascendant sextile Venus, Ascendant trine Mars, Ascendant trine Uranus, Ascendant squaring Pluto, Ascendant trine North Node, MC conjunct Mercury, MC conjunct Pluto, North Node conjuncting the Moon, North Node trine Uranus. Okay, so I also have this woman, okay? She's not a superstar, but she did kill herself, okay? And she was born in 1982, Sun in Cancer. And I don't have the time she was born. Sun in Cancer, Moon in Scorpio, Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, Mars in Libra, Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Libra, Uranus in Sagittarius, Neptune in Sagittarius, Pluto in Libra, North Node in Cancer, Lilith in Sagittarius, Chiron in Taurus, Part of fortune is in Scorpio, and vertex is in Virgo. So, of course, because I do not have the time that she was born, I cannot pull up her rising sign, okay? Some of her aspects, though, was definitely Sun trine Moon, Sun squared Mars, Sun trine Jupiter, Sun squared Saturn, Mercury trine Mars, Mercury trine Saturn, Venus trine Mars, Venus opposite Uranus, Mars conjunct Saturn, Jupiter conjuncting Pluto. Okay? Now, I do also have another famous guy. Okay? And he was born in 1979. Okay? Actor as well. Another actor. Male actor. Sun in Aries in the first house. Moon in Cancer in the third house. Mercury in Pisces in the 12th house. Venus in Pisces in the 11th house. Mars in Pisces in the 12th house. Jupiter in Cancer in the 4th house. Saturn in Virgo in the 5th house. Uranus in Scorpio in the 8th house. Neptune in Sagittarius in the 9th. Okay. Pluto in Libra in the 7th. Lilith in Leo in the 5th. Chiron in Taurus in the 1st. Part of fortune in Capricorn in the 10th. Vertex in Scorpio in the 8th. He was actually a Aries rising. Okay, peep how, you know, you have that Mars energy, okay, in that first house, or that Pluto energy in that house. Okay, that can definitely play a part. As you can see before, it was a stellium in that woman's chart. She had a stellium in the 7th house as well as the 8th. Okay, so did the other guy. He had a stellium in the 8th. Okay, but let's just keep on going. Some of his aspects is Sun squared Moon, Sun trine Neptune, Sun opposite Pluto, Moon trine Venus, Moon sextile Saturn, Mercury conjuncting Mars, Mercury trine Jupiter, Mercury trine Uranus, Mercury squaring Neptune, the MC squaring Pluto, Venus opposite Saturn, Mars trine Jupiter, Neptune sextile Pluto, ascendant conjuncting the Sun, ascendant squaring the Moon. Okay, ascendant opposite Pluto, the MC squaring the Sun, the MC opposite the Moon, the MC trine Saturn. Okay, I'm just giving you some of these things so you could just see if you see repeats, okay, because you're definitely going to see some of these repeats in people's charts and things like that when you're hearing these placements. Okay, I do have another person, one more person. Let me just check out. Okay, this is another guy, okay, and he was into the entertainment, okay, he passed away, he was born in 1982, all right, so this guy don't have his time of birth, but he was a sun in Libra, a moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Virgo. Remember, we was talking about Venus in Virgo before, right? So keep this shit in mind. Mars in Sagittarius, Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Libra, Uranus in Sagittarius, Neptune in Sagittarius, Pluto in Libra, North Node in Cancer. Remember, we heard about the Cancer shit before with the North Node in Cancer, right? Lilith in Capricorn, Chiron in Taurus, part of fortune in Aquarius, Vertex in Scorpio. Okay, so when you hear Vertex in Scorpio or you hear Vertex in the 8th house, those are the same kind of placements. Okay, this other person had Vertex in Scorpio in the 8th house. Okay, this other person over here had Vertex in the 8th house, but they had it in Cancer. That's still water. Okay, the other person, you know, so the list is just going on. Keep it in mind. Okay, some of his aspects: Sun conjunct Mercury, Sun conjunct Venus, Sun sextile Mars, Sun sextile Uranus, Moon squaring Jupiter, Moon trine Saturn, Moon sextile Neptune, Moon trine Pluto, Venus squaring Neptune, Mars conjuncting the Uranus, Saturn sextile Neptune, Saturn conjunct Pluto, Neptune sextile Pluto. You know, sometimes I fumble over these words, but it's all right because I'm at work and I gotta keep it, you know, quick. Okay, so I just wanted y'all to go over this. You know what I'm saying? See if you have some of these things in your chart. Of course, if you have one or two, three, okay, it might not be that deep, but if you have a lot of these things, you know, it's something to look at. You know what I'm saying? Things are rough. This world is tough, okay? It is cruel. It is strange and unusual. You see what I'm saying? And it can be a lot to deal with, but you can overcome anything, any situation. When you're looking at an 8th house stellium, you could be looking at a Scorpio stellium, okay? Keep this shit in mind, okay? If you're looking at in the chart and you see you know, Scorpio rising, you could look at that as Pluto in the in the 1st house, okay? Just keep it in mind, okay? So I'm going to leave this on this note for now. In future videos to come, I will go more into depth into this particular topic because it's very, very extremely important, okay, when you're diving deep into this, okay? In the beginning, I was talking about, you know, the things that could go on and take place. So this is a force of nature, spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.